Let's talk about the future of the David Pakman Show. We've talked about the new network name. The David Pakman Show will eventually be just one of hopefully several shows that we're going to be producing at the new Boston studio. So we have been in the hunt for a network name that will sort of be the overarching name for the programming we produce. We have launched a poll at davidpakman.com. If you scroll down the right side of the website, you will see the poll where I invite you to vote with the 5 finalists, Lewis, for the network name. And I will present them to you now. And Lewis, I will ask you to withhold your opinion to not influence the audience in terms of which way to vote. The first one is the one I came up with, TDPN, right? It's sort of simple. It maintains the DP. We can keep the DP logo, but add to it. And that's one idea, TDPN. But maybe we want something that is altogether different. So the other 4 options that we have determined are sort of the finalists are the New Media Network, which would be NMN. That's idea number 2. Lewis's idea, the Progressive Collective, known also as TPC. We have the Progress Network, TPN. And lastly, the Independent Mind Network, IMN. So the acronyms for the 5 possibilities, TDPN, NMN, TPC, TPN, and IMN. Lewis, I think we have a range of ideas represented there. We have a range of different sounding acronyms for the network. And at this point, we will wait and see what the results are from the audience. Everybody is free to vote at davidpakman.com.
Everyone who is listening needs to vote. This is the most important vote you will ever cast in your life. So please get out there and rock the vote. Make it happen.
And while you're at davidpakman.com voting, why not sign up for our newsletter or maybe even become members at davidpakman.com/membership just to really solidify your investment in the future of the network to be named, based in part at least on the results of this poll. Now, Lewis, let's put this out there. If the poll results are completely overwhelming, I think that would be much more influential in our ultimate decision than if we have one that has 21% positive, 21% of the vote, and another having 19, and another having 16. That would not be as definitive or as influential, I think, compared to if the voting is just hugely lopsided.
Agreed, yes, but that could still happen. We could have thousands of votes cast for each of these. And so, I mean, if something wins by 1%, we still have to go with that, don't we?
No, we don't. Absolutely not. I mean, ultimately, Lewis, we are allowed to decide. And if the voting is very, very close, I like what you're doing, Lewis. And I think a lot of people in the audience will like what you're saying. But of course, ultimately, it is going to be our call. But what I'm saying is...
What you're saying is that you're the decider. And that you have veto power.
We do maintain veto power, but I think it would be very interesting if the audience were to be very much in favor of one of those options.
Okay, if by what margin would one of these have to be ahead of the other for you to say my veto power is now meaningless? I have to go with this one. What are we talking here?
I am not. I have not thought about it, and I'm not prepared to make such a statement.
Okay, fine. Play that game, Dave. That's fine.
Send us your thoughts on Twitter after you vote. I'm at twitter.com/dpakman. Lewis is at twitter.com/LewisMotomedy.